Namaste to my friends in this room, and namaste to my online friends from different countries, different cities, and multiple time zones who have taken out the time to meditate with me today. I'm Stuti, and I'm an energy healer, I'm a philosopher, and I'm a disciple of Grandmaster Chokyok Soe, who is the modern founder of Pranic Healing and Arhatic Yoga. So thank you for joining me today, especially on this very sacred day, as it happens to be the most powerful full moon of the year. And today it's coinciding with the full moon of Taurus. It is the Vesak festival. Remember, Daniel, I was telling you I have to tell you what it is about. So today happens to be the Vesak festival. It is the day when Lord Buddha attained enlightenment. It is a day filled with spiritual energies, as today Lord Buddha and the higher beings descend on earth to uplift us and to give us divine blessings. So though the exact time of the ceremony is 5:11 Eastern Standard Time, and I'm saying that because I want all of you to remember that time, that is the time when Lord Buddha and the higher beings actually descend, not for too long. I mean, some say that it's just for practically 1 minute, but that 1 minute, the energies would be so strong. Now, it is very important for us to get centered from now onwards and keep our thoughts and emotions very clean, very pure, and prepare ourselves to let the divine energy pour in. It is an ideal time to do blessings and think of our projects, think of our plans, and if none of that, find a purpose if we don't have yet, and around that, think of just invoke to find a purpose in life, and you'll get direction. So it's a very, very beautiful time. Before we begin, there are just not too many of us in this room today, but what we have done today, we just did our exercises, and we did a little different, and I hope all of you have also done exercises, because it's very important to exercise before we start our meditations. It helps remove the congestions, it helps open up. What Master said is that each exercise is designed in such a way that it opens our chakras, and then we can meditate, and it helps. Now, what we did is that when we were doing the exercises, we did some affirmations. You can create our own. So some of us, while doing the exercises, said, I'm awesome, I'm blissful, I'm joyful, I'm a money magnet, I'm energetic, I'm imaginative, I'm punctual. You can think of a zillion ones like this. But they have to be positive, of course. So, I'm attractive, I'm excited, I'm optimistic. Just think of imaginative ways, counting, of course, while the number of exercises you're doing, and that just helps uplift your mood before you exercise from whatever meanderings and things that have gone through the day, and it helps you. So let's just begin with the session. And before we begin, I would let us just invoke. So as we did in the last session, just keep your hands straight and in receptively posture, and then you may close your eyes, and I would just repeat after me. So let us invoke. Invocation, let me tell you why we invoke. Invocation is very important for reverence, respect, gratitude, and for guidance, for protection, for help, for blessings from our teachers. As you know, we must always remember that we are just mere channels. So let us invoke for the divine blessings to the divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, Lord Buddha, Lord Christ, to all the spiritual teachers, to the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, we humbly invoke for your great, great blessings, your divine light, divine love, divine guidance in our healing, emotional and physical healing, prosperity and abundance, in full faith. So be it, so be it, so be it. May our lives along with the Mother Earth be transformed, regenerated, revitalized, uplifted, and nourished. Thank you. So, as per a recent research I read somewhere, a toddler smiles about 300 to 400 times a day. A teenager smiles about 14 times a day, and an adult really smiles, which is why I started with an affirmation. And I would like to say, let us begin with a big smile. Come on, guys. Spirituality is a lot of fun, so lighten up. Now, when I see outside, it's very beautiful out here. I don't know about the rest of the parts of the world, about the weather, how it is these days. A couple of countries I do know because I happen to travel a lot, could see my, where all my nomadic life has taken me. But the birds of spring, at least here in America, are out. And they are back to sing a song of love and life. And so today I'll begin with sharing a memory. And a memory that is very close to my heart. When I was little, I can't say when, but about 7 years of age perhaps, during my summer holidays, we brought home a bird. I called her Mew. It's a true story. And in fact, we called her a true beauty. A true beauty she was, just like her name. We didn't know any better, and so we made her sit in a cage next to our television, where she ate all day long. Sometimes we opened her cage, but it seemed she couldn't fly. She often flapped and flapped her wings furiously, but to no avail. She looked larger than other birds because she loved to eat. She grew and grew and grew, and as time went by, soon my holidays got over. And before going to school, I shifted Mew from her usual comfortable place to the balcony in a cage so that she too could enjoy the view of the trees and the bountiful nature while I was away. Because come to think of it, now even I was going to enjoy all that while I was going to school. Now as days went by, Mew looked healthier, she looked brighter, she looked happier, she looked smaller by the day. She started singing songs of joy, and one day when I was home, I heard a faint sound of her ruffling feathers. So I peeped through the glass window, and my mouth opened real wide in wonder. I saw many birds around Mew's cage with open mouth, and they were all being fed by her. She carefully moved her, the lower part of her beak, just like our jaw was open, to pick the tiny food that was kept in her cage, like we feed from the spoon when we feed our children. And then one by one, she fed each bird that passed by with her beak. Even though it must have surely been very uncomfortable for her to feed through the cage, like sometimes it is for our parents, she held the edge of the cage with her claws. She stuck her beak out, she satisfied the needs of all the other birds that flocked around her for food. And she kept a little for herself too, it's not like she didn't. And as she started eating light, her wings could now carry the weight of her small petite body, and she could now easily fly. I knew it was time. She was fit to thrive outside, and so I did what I knew was best. I set Mew free. I opened her cage. I let her fly high in the wide open sky. After that day, I never ever stopped feeding all the birds that came passing by. Mew too joined me sometimes as she sprightly continued to grace me with her presence from time to time. And everyone around me said, Mew visits her cage because that is where she feels comfortable, safe, and secure. Let's catch her again. Don't let her escape. She visits so often because she's used to easy food. and there is plenty out there for her to eat. And by setting her free, you're forcing her to fend for herself, something she doesn't want to do. And so she returns and visits you so often. Little Mew seemed unfettered and unaffected by their painful words. She was not under any restraints or greed. I knew she had no selfish motives. Our food or the cage are of no value to her. Why do we judge, we analyze, we dissect so much? The whole world is hers. Isn't it obvious that it is out of pure love and bliss that she visits us? I said. She was little, but wiser than them. And as time went by, their voices became deafening, and I too chose to selectively hear. And with time, she hid herself in the clouds, but kept spreading joy through the limitless sky. Now you will think, why am I boring you with this whole story? The reason I chose to share this chapter of my life with you all today is because they say knowledge is all out there. How much comes to you depends upon you. Tiny Mew's soul was so pure and divine that when I opened her cage that day, another cage opened. Believe it or not, it was a cage made of glass dome that I and many of us have locked ourselves in. Little Mew awakened something in me. At first, when she was trapped under the control and force of our affection, we were clipping her wings and soul in the name of love. I too was held captive to the sin of locking her in. But as I set her free, the truth set me free. And as she flew, her wings fluttered. She initially fell, she failed, she flew. My wings too fluttered, fell, failed, broke before I could fly. But she always knew she is not her wings, and so did I. So let's do an affirmation before I continue. Daniel and Sam, there is a pink affirmation there. If you could pick up, and I will repeat it and we could all do it together. It'll be more fun that way. So let's say, I am not the body.
I'm not the body.
I'm not the emotion.
I'm not the emotion.
I'm not the thought.
I'm not the thought.
I'm not the mind.
I'm not the mind.
The mind is only a subtle instrument of the soul. I am the soul. I'm a spiritual being of divine intelligence,
Spiritual being of divine intelligence,
divine love,
divine
divine
love,
power.
divine power,
I'm one with the higher soul.
and one with the higher soul.
I am that I am.
I am that I am.
I'm one with the divine spark within me.
I am one with the divine spark within me.
I'm a child of God.
I'm a child of God.
I'm connected with God.
I'm connected with God.
I'm one with God.
I'm one with God.
I'm one with all.
I'm one with all.
Deep breathe 3 times. Now every day, in the walls of my healing room, I meet many such birds in forms of our children who are tempted to get glued to excessive use of gadgets and gluttony. In relationships, we trap our partners with the emotional drama we play. The very love that is supposed to make them strong causes them to become weak and crippled. These days, priorities are all jumbled up. The sole of a shoe has become more important than a soul of a body. People are caged caged within insatiable, incessant needs and their self-inflicted right and wrong rules. We have become slaves of ideas that are not even our own. We hold on to what is not even ours to take. Women and kids continue to be subjected to domestic violence in the name of control. We are so busy criticizing and controlling others that instead of enjoying the fragrance of roses, we are busy focusing on the thorns. We focus on the negatives rather than the positives of people, and then let our thoughts control us. And then some of us do wake up, but are yet not fully aware and alert. That is like Miu's second stage. When she was out in the nature, it reminds me of those who ritualistically and theoretically do the monotonous chores but remain trapped until they fully and practically understand the symbolism behind the teachings and the actions, until we learn to truly welcome and give and share with all our heart. We will remain caged and trapped in our self-delusion. And finally, when the glass door opens, it declutters our mind and aura of all external noises. You become all forgiving, all giving, all loving, and like the rays of the sun, you shine equally on a murderer and the innocent, having no bias. The moment I puffed her chest up, full of energy and elegant pride, and set her soul free, is when mine came back to me. I felt complete, and as she went soaring high, I too went to empowering new heights. It was because of Miu that I knew what I was to be at a very young and tender age. I owe it to her. It is not me. It is when we move beyond the story of me and you that we meet with the I. Today, I bless you all to sing to your own tune. A long time has passed. I have grown much since then. Many countries I have traveled. Many homes I have lived in and moved on. But the ritual little Miu started continues to this day. In each and every place I have visited, I remember to share, to care. On one such day when I was busy healing, a bird flew into our holy abode. I heard kids outside crying and calling out for me aloud. One of them was my own son. And I was left with no choice but to excuse myself from the healing room and attend to them. I saw the bird flying, helter-skelter. I knew little Miu was back. She had evolved, her form had changed. But the subtle vibration of her soul told me that she had navigated her way towards me. She was still trying to figure out what were these walls and boundaries. What are they all about? And in her excitement, she kept trying to fly between those closed walls until the sharp edges of one of those fancy glass chandeliers poked her so bad that her body now lay hurt, lifeless, and dead. Death is not the end of the story. My master always taught us. But I, for one, couldn't let her go. So I scanned, I knew it was not her time yet. I invoked and I used Master's magic wand which I was holding. I knew I'm not the doer, but just a mere divine channel of Master, and through him in complete faith, the kids blessed her too, in their innocent whispering voices. And guess what? She was instantly healed. With pranic healing protocols, she miraculously came back to life and flew once again. The kids went on to feeding the birds outside. Little Miu had come to tell me I'm forgiven and now truly free from the cage we had once locked her in because of my limited understanding. It's blissful out here. Doing regular twin heart meditations and practices gives you similar feeling as it opens up not only your heart but it opens up all your chakras. It makes your aura much more dynamic. So let's move on. Let us all reflect before we begin with our meditations. And after the meditation is over, we'll do our blessings. So hang in here. Thank you.
This is Master Hua Gao Sui. Let us invoke for divine blessing to the Supreme God, to my spiritual teacher, to all the spiritual teachers, holy masters, all the saints, holy angels, spiritual helpers, and all the great ones. We humbly invoke for divine guidance, divine love, for illumination, for divine oneness, divine bliss, divine health, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith. Connect your thumb to your palate. Recall a happy event. Take your time. Re-experience the explicit feeling of sweetness, of tenderness, and of love. You are smiling. You're filled with love and happiness. Very gently and lovingly, smile at your heart center. Your heart center is a being of love. Gently and lovingly smile at your heart. Say words of love and sweetness to your heart. Wait for the response. Can you feel your heart center responding with love, with joy and bliss? The feeling is fantastic. Recall another happy event. Re-experience this happy event. Smile at your crown center. Your crown center is a being of divine love. Say words of love to this being of divine love. will be using the prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi. Raise your hand with your hand facing outward. Imagine the earth in front of you, the size of a small ball. Be aware of your heart and silently repeat after me. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Feel the inner peace within you. Allow yourself to be a channel for divine peace. Feel the peace within you. Let it flow through your arms, through your hands. Gently and lovingly share this peace with the small earth in front of you. Feel the peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Feel the love within you. Allow yourself to be a channel for divine love. Feel this love within you. Feel this love flowing from your heart to your arms and to your hands, going to the small earth in front of you. Bless the earth with peace and with love. Where there is hindering, pardon. Allow yourself to be a channel for divine forgiveness, divine reconciliation. Bless the earth with the spirit of forgiveness, the spirit of reconciliation. Let there be understanding, harmony, and peace. Where there is despair, hope, doubt, faith. Allow yourself to be a channel for divine hope and divine faith. Bless the earth with hope and with faith. Bless people who are having a difficult time. Bless them with hope and with faith. Silently tell them, you can make it. Bless them with divine hope, with divine faith, with divine strength. Blessings be to all. Where there is darkness, light, sadness, joy. Allow yourself to be a channel for divine light and divine joy. Bless the entire earth with light and joy, especially people who are sad, people who are in pain, people who are depressed. Fill them with light and joy. Be aware of your crown, the center of the crown. Imagine the small earth in front of you and silently repeat after me. From the heart of God, let the entire earth be blessed with loving joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony and divine peace, with goodwill and the will to do good. Imagine people are not only talking about doing something good, but actually acting out this goodness. Blessings be to all. With the work of your heart, your crown, simultaneously, imagine the earth in front of you, from the heart of God. Let the entire earth, let every person, every being be blessed with divine love and kindness. Imagine golden light from your hand going down to the entire earth, filling the whole earth with light, with love. From the heart of God, let every person, every being be blessed with divine sweetness, with divine joy, with warmth, heaven, with inner healing, with inner beauty, with divine bliss, divine oneness with all. Then see, put your hands down, imagine a brilliant star on your crown. Look at it gently and lovingly, and silently chant the mantra Om. Lovingly meditate on the brilliant star and simultaneously chant the mantra Om. Be aware of the mantra Om. Meditate on the interval or stillness between the two Oms. While meditating on the interval or stillness between the two Oms, be aware of this brilliant light. At the interval between the two Oms, there is stillness. Be aware of the stillness and be lovingly aware of the brilliant star or the brilliant light on your crown. And let go. your hands on the chest level with your palms outward. Imagine the earth again. We are going to release the excess energy. Let the entire earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let the whole earth be blessed with peace, order, spirituality, abundance, and prosperity. Let every person, every being be blessed with happiness, with good health, with spirituality, and abundance. Blessings be to all. Now gently be aware of the base of your spine and your feet. Imagine life going down into the earth, 3 meters or 10 feet. Energy, let Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, divine power. Let Mother Earth be blessed. Let Mother Earth be regenerated. Blessings be to Mother Earth. To the Supreme God, we thank you for your divine blessing. To my spiritual teacher, all the spiritual teachers, holy masters, all the saints, holy angels, spiritual helpers, and all the great ones, we thank you all for your great, great blessing. Thank you. You may gently open your eyes with a big, big smile.
Let's continue the blessings. See, my mind, my emotions, my body are being cleansed. They are assimilating the divine healing energy. My chakras, my meridians, every cell of my body are being cleansed, energized, and healed. I am being made whole. I am being healed. And I willingly and gratefully accept the divine healing energy with thanks and in full faith. Let's also ask for mercy and forgiveness today to raise our vibrations, our consciousness, and to purify ourselves. Let's ask and give forgiveness freely, as it helps you to learn from your lessons. It makes you a bigger person. Let us resolve not to wallow in mud. Let us not be emotionally sensitive, and instead let us learn to be spiritually sensitive. And with this, let there be peace in every mind, in every soul. God's blessings be with you and your families. May you be blessed with waves of love, waves of sweetness, waves of purifying light, waves of divine bliss. So be it, so be it, so be it. To the Supreme God, we thank you for your blessings. Lord Mahaguruji Meling, we thank you. We thank all the great, great ones. We thank all the holy gurus, all the masters, the holy saints, the archangels, the angels, and the spiritual helpers. And let's thank them for all the priceless blessings, the love and the support. And let's thank them for the gratitude. Let's thank them with lots of gratitude, with a lot of respect, with a lot of love, and in full faith. Let's do the great invocation now. From the point of light within the mind of God, Let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth from the point of love within the heart of God. Let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend on earth. May the world teacher descend on earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the will of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the will to do good descend on earth. From the center, which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light, love and power manifest the divine plan on earth. You know, when our spiritual eye gets open, our vision gets clearer. I see there are a lot of friends out here from Dubai. Big shout out to all of you. Today I just heard that our world, as our worldview changes, our vision gets clearer. And I just heard that in the Middle East, as you all know, it is the holy month of Ramadan. And this year, the Sikh Gurudwara in Dubai is hosting a 30-day iftar to celebrate tolerance, respect, self-awareness, compassion, and gratefulness. And now that is one example for all of us to learn from, that there is no difference. A Sikh Gurudwara celebrating iftar, there are no differences anymore. Heaven is here. We all are one. Humanity and spirituality precedes religion. May we all see everything with clarity from this very day on. Why wait? So, with the help of Supreme Lord, let us all bless the universe, the solar system, all the continents, all the countries. Let us bless America. May the tensions between US, Iran get erased, get completely eased. May each one be blessed with clarity, with prosperity, with spirituality, with love, with acceptance. Let us express our gratitude to the countries we live in. Let us express our gratitude to our parents for making our lives so comfortable, our teachers for teaching us such great lessons. Let us thank the organizations we work in for the paychecks we get, the employees for all the hard work they do, our businesses, let us bless them, the schools our children study in. Let us bless our children for teaching us what unconditional love really is, for teaching us patience. Let us bless our home for the comfort of the roof, our room within our homes, and let us be in gratitude for all the friends for being there and calling us from time to time. So that's a hello to all my friends, because there are times I don't pick up the phones, but you guys mean a lot to me, both old and new. So let us bless them all. Let us be grateful for the gift of life. Let us go on to bless Syria, and may every person, every being in Syria be blessed. May all the Middle East and its neighboring kingdoms be blessed with divine peace, love, light, power. May India be blessed with ever more spirituality, prosperity, contentment. May every person in India be blessed with lots of bliss and happiness. May justice, fairness, consideration, and shared aims finally lead human beings to the dawn of eternal peace. May people all over the world, in places like Yemen, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Somalia, be protected and healed on physical, etheric, mental, emotional, financial, and intellectual, and spiritual, and all other levels, with cooperation of other nations, be blessed. May all our humanitarian projects be successful with the blessings of Lord Buddha and higher beings, as they are here descending with a lot of powerful energies for us today. Let us pour loving thoughts, let's pour some more loving thoughts to all those who are in need of help. May corruption, suffering, hatred, violence, and depression, and any sort of animosity get permanently eradicated from the face of this earth. May we all awaken to the earth's call and give and receive love, and be drawn to encourage those who have made it their divine purpose to work towards transforming our planet by joining them in the quest of truth. I thank you all finally for having the patience to listen to me and joining me for this meditation. I thank you all beautiful people here sitting in this room for joining me today, and have a blessed day filled with love. Enjoy the little things in life. Atma Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.